I'm glad you're flying with me today. I am going from Nashville, Tennessee to San Diego today. 1,500 nautical mile flight. Very long flight, probably the second longest flight I've ever done in the TBM. We got one stop along the way. I found $3.75 gas in Texas, just west of Amarillo, so we're going to stop there. Excited about today. It's going to be a lot of fun. The weather is beautiful. It's like a bluebird day, blue skies everywhere. I don't see anything on the radar. We have a 40-knot headwind going out there, so that kind of stinks. But I found $3.75 jet fuel. It was amazing. It's less than it costs to put gas in your car in Texas. And so we're going to stop there, and then we'll have 750 miles there, 750 miles to San Diego. We should be out in San Diego around 5:30 Pacific time. So enough time to see the ocean, jump in if we want to, get to the hotel and relax before the sun goes down. So strap in and enjoy the flight. Okay, so we got 30,000 feet set in the cabin altimeter. Altimeters, I'll get here in a second. Actually, let's get the ATIS right now. 28625.
Columbia, Maury County Airport.
Automated weather observation 170, Niner Zulu. Wind 240 at 11 knots. Peak gusts 18 knots. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000. Temperature 3 Celsius. Dew point 6 Celsius. Altimeter 2982 inches of mercury. Remarks density altitude 2000.
Alright, 2982 is set twice. The boots de-ice, I shouldn't need it, but we'll check it. That looks good. Prop de-ice going too, that is checked. Airframe de-ice looks good. Less than 50, I'll check my standby generator as well. I'm just making sure we got a backup generator, which is our power source. I'll make sure that works. So I'm just making sure it turns over. It did. Main generator failed. The standby generator will work for us. Engine instruments are normal. CAS is known. Lights are set. Flaps are takeoff. Bleed air is set and on. Flight plan displayed. Prop overspeed we'll get as we're closer to the runway. Actually, let's get it right here. There's nobody here. We're in a good spot.
Maury County traffic. Got a citation taxiing from the FBO to runway 24, Marion County.
All right, they're taxiing. We'll be behind them. We're ready to go. You guys ready to taxi? Maury County TBM 975, Charlie Alpha, taxi from the FBO to 24. We'll follow the citation. Can you smell their jet fuel a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, smells good.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the Navy ship smells like every day. All right, we can get lined up. Maury County traffic, TBM 975, Charlie Alpha, taking runway 24 for departure, Maury County. All right, everything is checked. Lights are set. He's out of the way. We'll roll a little bit past him. You guys ready to go?
Sir?
All set. Ready.
Look at him climbing up there. He's probably already at 5,000 feet.
Maury County traffic. Citations from the left to east and last call.
Couple birds over the runway, no factor right now. It's 85. There's 90. The nose up, we're flying. We're a little heavy today, so. All right, everything looks good. Gear's coming up.
Woo!
One back to 100, 115, flaps. Coming up. All dampers coming on. All right, autopilot's gonna come on, setting the nav, flight level climb, 130 knots. And I will check in the center, 12585. So I took off on a visual flight plan, but I have an instrument clearance on file. So I'm gonna call up Memphis Center and get my clearance from him. Memphis Center 975 Charlie Alpha, off Maury County, like to pick up my IFR flight plan, passing 3,300.
975 Charlie Alpha, squawk code 1542.
1542, 975 Charlie Alpha. All right, 1542. So they give us a squawk like that. Then they can see where we are and what altitude we are at, and then she'll give me my clearance. Clear to Echo 52 as filed. Leave at 4,900 for flight level 230, 975 Charlie Alpha. All right, she cleared us up to 23,000 feet. So I can turn this knob to set my altitude. So I set it up 23,000 feet. Autopilot will take us up to 23,000 feet. I've got it set on 128 knots in the climb, which up to 125. So it's targeting 125 knots up to 23,000 feet. Today, we're going out to San Diego for a real estate conference of mine. It's called Flip Packing Live. There are about 1,000 people that attend. And I've got a couple people just hopping along, hitchhiking. I got Grace up front with me. Dan is in the back, right?
Yep, Dan.
That's
Go by
fine.
Dan. And then Morgan, my videographer for my real estate company, is on the plane for, he's flown with me probably 4 or 5 times. And he's helping me out with this video because my YouTube videographer is editing all the other videos we've been doing. So bumping my torque back up. You see that? It's down at 100%. We're getting close to our NG limit. Is about, the most I'll go up to is about 101. But I try to keep it around 100, 105. So any other turbine pilot can get in an issue up high if they were only watching torque. You'll hit an NG or ITT limit up here at altitude. So right about 20, 25,000 feet, depending on temperature. I have to switch my limits because 102.1 is the max for NG. If you go over it for 1 second, it's an issue. Like it's a violation of the engine. Now, if you go over torque, you got plenty of time in max torque, and then even at ITT, you have some grace. NG is the most strict for an exceedance in this aircraft.
All right.
But you have 3 exceedances, you're changing out the engine. Costs about $1 million.
Yeah.
So, expensive mistake. Alright, I got a checklist to do at 18,002. So, lights are set, altimeter is standard bar out. Cabin's pressurizing, looks great. Fuel gauges are checked and balanced. Separator is off. All looks good. So basically, we get up to altitude. She's putting us with 23,000. She's probably gonna have to switch to another controller to get higher, or somebody's gonna cross pass us, and then she'll give us the rest. And I filed for 30,000 feet.
0975 Charlie Alpha, contact Memphis Center on 126.45 Dallas higher for you.
12645, 975 Charlie Alpha field. Alright, Center 975 Charlie Alpha, passing 21.4 for flight level 230.
November 975 Charlie Alpha, Memphis Center, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300, 975 Charlie Alpha. So the in-flight snacks that we have today are jumbo shrimp, plenty of Old Bay,
Nice.
beef jerky, and sweet potatoes from the farm.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how I eat all this, but if anybody needs a snack, got about a 3-hour flight.
November 5 Charlie Alpha, amend altitude, maintain level 280.
Be outsourced.
280, 5 Charlie Alpha. So we're about 25,000 feet, we're going up to 28. So we're doing about 1,000 feet per minute. It's going to take us about 3 minutes to get up there.
Okay.
And we'll see what we do. 65 knot headwind. Oh, it's painful.
3465, 7 Charlie Bravo, great day.
That noise is 1,000 feet to go.
November 5 Charlie Alpha, climb maintain level 290.
Up to 290, 5 Charlie Alpha.
What's the name of the town in Texas we're stopping in?
Like just west of Amarillo. It's called Vega, Oldham County Airport. Yeah, it's like in the middle of nowhere. It's right off I-40.
Yep.
All I see is a grain elevator and a bunch of windmills in a small town.
Sounds
So
about right.
it'll be interesting to see what they got there. I got a 4,200 foot runway. That's no issue for us. Yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of eats they got in Vega, Texas. This headwind is going to be a bit of a bummer.
Victor Tango Mike 787, contact Memphis Center 118.6.
I'm hoping that when we get up to speed, it's going to show 3 hours on the time. But it took us a while to climb, probably about 25 minutes to climb altitude. So I was looking at it. It's only 20 cents more at this destination, so it's going to
Okay.
cost me like another 40 bucks probably. And they have a courtesy car for sure. There's even a place to eat on the airport.
Nice.
So there's a lot of benefits for this place versus the other one. I usually do like more in-depth pre-flight planning. But I called that lady like 3 times, called her twice yesterday, called her today.
Oh boy.
She didn't answer. So the only downside of this is it says that the fuel price was last confirmed 3 weeks ago on here.
Oh.
So it could be a lot more expensive, I don't know. but these West Texas airports are usually pretty cheap because they actually refine the fuel like right there.
Yeah. That's cool.
One of the biggest refineries in the world, like in the country,
1891,
is down here in Texas, right next to one of the airports I landed at a few months ago. So that's why it's so cheap here. Go west of here, and it's $6 to $8 pretty much anywhere west of where we're stopping.
4981.
Thankies.
I think this will be a better stop for us. Also, it doesn't say that runway is poor asphalt, P-O-O-R. So it said that the runway was poor asphalt at the last place. So at least this one's got
A few potholes?
Yeah, let's see what this one says. Runway, good asphalt on both runways. So
Good.
there is that. I don't really need to kick up a bunch of rocks and stones in my engine, so this is probably a better decision for us.
Connect Fort Center 135.45.
It's really easy to change my flight plan. I just call them up and say, hey, I'd like to change
Delta
it's my destination.
Good day. Good day.
There's a little town just east of this location called Dumas. We're going to Moore County Airport, and a little town, so we'll try to find something to eat. We'll grab some food real quick, and then get some gas, head back to the airplane, and keep going. I think it's a backup for the shuttle landing. So when the shuttle comes back into through the atmosphere and back into like regular altitudes like this, there's a bunch of locations that it has as an alternate if there's an emergency for landing.
That's
And
cool.
I think this Clinton Sherman one there, it's a 13,500 foot runway, 200 feet wide. It looks like it's a shuttle up. Our descent check, pedal seats, belts are adjusted, secured and fastened. Fuel gauges are balanced nicely. Landing field elevation.
TBM 5 Charlie Alpha, contact Albuquerque Center 127.85.
12785, 975 Charlie Alpha. Albuquerque Center 975 Charlie Alpha, passing flight level 270 for 240.
November 975 Charlie Alpha, Albuquerque Center, Roger, and Squawk 4177.
Squawk 4177, 975 Charlie Alpha.
Delta 1584, contact Albuquerque Center 125.07.
Alright, we got a new squawk. Looks like we could be landed with 65 gallons of gas. That's plenty. It's about an hour of fuel. Alright, let's check the weather there. So 2993 is going into backup, so that's the altimeter setting. Winds 110 at 7. It looks like variable between 070 and 130. Yeah, that's the start of Texas, so we're almost in Texas here.
November 5 Charlie Alpha, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain 8,000. The Emerald altimeter 29903.
Pilot's discretion down to 8,000, 29903, 975 Charlie Alpha. She told me pilot's discretion down to 8,000, so I'd rather stay up here because we're going pretty fast up here, true airspeed wise. We don't have a huge headwind, and I'm sipping fuel. I'm only burning 55 gallons an hour. Not a huge rush to get down to 8,000. So it's about 25 more miles, we'll start our descent. That time of descent right there?
Yeah.
That's where I'll start my descent.
Okay.
Oh, right here, I set this offset waypoint 3 miles away and about 1,500 feet higher than the field elevation, so like 5,200 feet.
Sorry, for Southwest
Yeah, 5,200 feet,
1305.
3 miles away, and that gives me this TOD point where it's about 1,400, 1,500 feet per minute.
Center American.
Get there.
1729, that's
So I'm at 24,000 feet right now. Doing 190 knots, so we got a 19 knot headwind. So it's not as bad as our 70 knot when we started. We're 59 gallons an hour. We got 86 gallons of fuel. My torque's at 106, prop RPM steady at 2020. And NG is pretty much my limit here. So I can run this up about 100% NG. Right about there, 110, 61 gallons an hour. And then this shows me fuel on deck, so 59 gallons of fuel on deck. I got 17 and a half minutes till I get there. It'll speed up as we descend because we'll be going faster in descent. We're about 80 miles away from Moore County. When we get up to that TOD, I'm going to put on VNAV, vertical navigation, and then I'll dial down. So I've got 8,000 dialed into the autopilot. I'll hit that VNAV button, and it'll automatically descend us at 1458, 3 miles away to 5,200 feet. Pretty nice. All I gotta do is control power. Alright, so I hit the VNAV button and now you can see this amber V right here. Once that comes down to my altitude, the autopilot will take over and it'll just send us down to 8,000 at 1,500 feet per minute. So I'll just keep this up. Let's see what happens. It's probably about 30 seconds away from doing it. Now I'll have to control the power because I don't have a 4-axis autopilot. I only have roll, yaw, and pitch. I don't have power autopilot. Some of the newer jets and airplanes have it. It's amazing. So you can see it's blinking right there. It's going to go steady. There's our descent. It went steady, and now we're starting our descent down to 8,000. We should see about 1,500, maybe 1,600 feet per minute. It'll overshoot, and then it'll capture it back. The distance up there, we got 61 nautical miles. And now our cabin is depressurizing also. So it's going down by 1,000 feet per minute. Probably settle down at 500,
contact
down to 3,700. And it's stabilized there at 1,600 feet per minute. And I'm just going to pull the power back and maintain 60 gallons an hour. And we'll descend to 8,000. It's a nice machine if you know how to use it. There's Pampa, little airport right there, like nothing else around it.
Number 975 Charlie Alpha. Let me know when you have the weather and notice for Dumas and a type of approach requested.
975 Charlie Alpha, we have the weather and NOTAMs, and we'll just take the visual to 195 Charlie Alpha.
975 Charlie Alpha, roger. A couple people already going in Dumas, looks like. The furthest one away is about 12 miles west of the airport out of 5,000.
5 Charlie Alpha, roger. Thanks.
I think he'll be there in about 4 minutes.
It is a beautiful country, though. Absolutely amazing. When you fly like this, you get to see some just breathtaking things. I landed at this airport recently.
Where were you
August
going?
14th. Hutchinson County, right there, right down there. I landed at that airport. Yeah, so that's the refinery I was talking about.
Oh, yeah?
That huge refinery. That's the airport right there, Hutchinson County. And that refinery is the Phillips oil refinery right there. It's apparently the biggest one. The guy told me when I was there. And it's a huge roundabout just south of the airfield right there. My wife would love that. But there's the refinery. It's massive. I just got a few text messages at 17,000 feet.
975 Charlie Alpha, Dumas Airport, 12 o'clock, 13 miles. Last known position of the traffic was about 1,000 feet above the airport right there, but no additional observed traffic.
5 Charlie Alpha, got the field in sight. We can cancel IFR with you this time.
975 Charlie Alpha, roger, IFR cancellation received, squawk 5 change to advisory. Have a good day.
5 Charlie Alpha, switching. See you.
Frontier Flight 506,
over to advisory 1228.
Flight 506 out, Fair Center, roger.
It'll be bumpy down here for sure. It always is. A little windy and bumpy in Texas. Moore County traffic, TBM 975 Charlie Alpha. 10 miles to the east, inbound for landing will be a left base 19 full stop, Moore County.
Moore traffic, Delta 7873 November, 5 miles out for runway 18. Moore County.
228, 3,700 feet. Runway 19. Check this. Oh. 18075.
Density altitude 6,000. Moore County Airport. Automated weather observation 2016 Zulu weather wind 080 at 8 visibility 10 clear below 12,000 temperature 28 Celsius dew point 5 altimeter 29er 1 love density altitude 6,100
southwest inbound full stop landing 35 Perryton.
Moore County traffic, TBM 975 Charlie Alpha, right downwind, runway 1, full stop, Moore County. Separators on, oh, 176, gears coming down, flaps coming to takeoff. I can see a McDonald's from the air, and Walmart. You can tell a Walmart. You see that roof right there? White building with the roof. It's got air conditioners and lines like that. When I was flying helicopters, it was like so obvious. of what a Walmart looks like compared to anything else. We'd always say if we had an emergency, you can land on the Walmart for roof. A little tight on the runway, making a correction here. Here is down, flaps are takeoff, that is done. All right, trimming to slow down. Flaps are gonna come to landing. There's 90 knots. Down, flaps landing, checklist complete.
Clear to traffic, 5.0, second November, 3
Sync
miles.
rate.
Southwest.
Pull up.
Going to be crossing midfield, going in left-hand downwind for 1.
Pull up. 500.
All right, y'all dampers off.
Pull
I'll
up.
acknowledge that sync rate. Good.
Sync rate.
90 knots, gear is down, flaps are landing, checklist complete. The left wing down, right top rudder for the wind. Little windy.
Airspeed.
Oh, come on. Where's the runway? There it is. All right. Flaps are coming up. Off on Bravo up here. There's turbo up there. Might be a TBM. County traffic 975 Charlie Alpha, clear of the active Moore County. All right, we made it to Moore County. We'll grab some food, get some gas, and we'll be on our way.
All right, we made it to Moore County. We're in the middle of nowhere in Texas, Dumas, Texas. They have an awesome looking car right there. Look at that. That's the courtesy car. We could hop in that. And they had a Brahms here. I was talking about Brahms. But there's the plane there about to get fueled up. But they have a restaurant right here at the airport. So it's gonna save us a ton of time. We wanna get to San Diego. So let's go check out the airport restaurant. See if it's any good.
What do we got? We got the brisket. Brisket Philly. Oh, what happened to your patty melt? It was good with onion rings. Got burger here. How's the burger? Is there a burger in there?
Yeah,
is that real meat?
Really thin burger. I think it's real meat.
Like McDonald's burger. I forgot to even start the video. We just tucked in. I got the brisket patty melt with some onion rings, and we had some shrimp. We brought our own shrimp and ate them. All right, how is it? Out of 10. 10 out of 10? Oh my gosh, what is this? Oh my gosh, what is it? Texas out of 10? Okay. What?
I'm gonna second that one. That was good.
This is not even, no, you can't second it. He made it up. Give me a number. What? 7. 7. And what, you want to redo it?
10 was generous. I'll give it a 6.
A 6? He went from a 10 to a 6. Oh my gosh. All right, just got done eating. All Points Cafe. I would say, I don't know, 6 out of 10, maybe 7. It was definitely a gut bomb, like a greasy spoon type place. The onion rings were really good, and I probably would have got the patty melt looked better than the brisket cheesesteak. So I don't know. There's my opinion. Time to jump back in the plane and get to San Diego. We're gonna land around 5:30 tonight. It's exciting. I got a test pilot buddy of mine who was over at HX21 with me. His son is coming over to see the plane, so that'll be cool. As a little boy, get him inspired to fly and go big, build a huge business, can buy an awesome plane, do all kinds of cool stuff like that. So there was a TBM 700 when we came in. He's gone, but now an hour later there's a 940 here, parked right next to me. So this is like TBM heaven right here. It's just TBM Central. This 940 is really nice. This is my 850. This 940, oh, it's a 960. Wow, I thought it was a 940. So you can see the winglets. This sucker is new. This 960's got auto throttles. I think it's got an auto land feature. Really nice plane, look at that. She is shiny and new. Wow, I kind of want to jump up in there. The yoke is different than mine. Look at that engine. The engine looks really nice. Let's go up and take a look. Look at how clean that thing is. I wonder how many miles this has on it, or how many hours. Said miles. I mean, it's like pristine. Beautiful paint job too. This old girl's a 2010, about 1,250, 1,250 hours on it. Great machine, but That'll do probably an extra 20 or 30 knots on top of mine. And auto throttles, a lot of really great features. Really cool. That's next for me.
Prop feather, get a check on that. Brakes up, prop RPM is down, that's good. Bring brakes off, go to left, right, and forward, go forward.
That's right, 1 traffic, King 719, Bravo Hotel is now. No, right downwind, runway 17. Okay, trade wind traffic.
Alright, you guys feel good? You all ready to go?
Heck yeah.
Alright, get a quick overspeed check here. Holding the brakes. Check. Moore County traffic, TBM 975, Charlie Alpha taking runway 19 for departure. Any traffic, please advise. Moore County. Alright, everything looks good. We're all clear. Gauges in the green. Yeah. Here we go. Moore County, a little bit of left aileron into the wind. 60 knots, 100% torque, looking good.
And 64 Tango Juliet, heavy here, 9 Bravo Hotel.
It's 90, plane's flying itself off the ground. Here's up, yaw dampers on.
Trade winds traffic, typical 352, Romeo roaming. Oh, turning right base, 1.
Trade wind traffic, Charlie 64 Tango Juliet. Mile and a half north of the field, straight in 17. Still looking for that King Air 9 Bravo Hotel if he's out there.
Landon, can you hear me, buddy?
Plenty of places to land if we got any issue. Look at all these fields. Alright, let me get us up here. Fuel inbounds, let's see what we got. Work on that. Switch over to the right tank. Alright, I'm going to check in with Albuquerque Center. Albuquerque Center, TBM 975, Charlie Alpha, passing 8,000 off Dubas for Mike Yankee Foxtrot. I'd like to pick up my IFR clearance.
Come on. November 975, Charlie Alpha, squawk 0721.
0721, 975, Charlie Alpha. Alright, flaps are up, gear is up. Oh, that's done. Let's get that climb checklist done. Coming up on 10,000, cabin.
November 975, Charlie Alpha, radar contact 8 miles west of Dumas Airport, 32 Kilo Mike Yankee Foxtrot. As filed, Simon maintain flight level 280.
Okay, flight level 280. Alright, up to 28,000.
What are you keeping notes of?
I'm writing down everything I'm being told. Sometimes I'm doing math. I do all kinds of stuff.
Cool.
Along the flight.
On autopilot right now?
It's on autopilot, yep. So I got autopilot set. I'm on nav, so it's navigating to the GPS point of where we're going. And then I got this flight level climb set up at 125 knots. So it's adjusting the pitch to climb us at 125 knots, and I'm manually adjusting the power.
So cool.
So
1088, contact
the power
124.52.
We need to run the power up a bit as we climb. A lot of times I'm doing math, like I've got this, right now I'm looking at the fuel. So like we got this much fuel, I need to go San Diego, 750 miles. I feel like we should have had more fuel. We probably should have gotten more gas. For some reason, I had 70 gallons in my head. I thought we landed with 70 gallons, but obviously not. We only have 230 gallons right now, 235, and we got 190 gallons, which means we landed with like 45 gallons, which isn't right either. So, not a huge deal. We have plenty of gas, I believe. 50, yeah, we only need like 150 gallons to get there. Okay. So, I think we're fine. But I'm always wondering, because as we're climbing, the computer is telling me how much fuel we're going to have on deck. And so I'm in my head right now, I'm doing math of how long it's going to take to climb, so how much fuel we're going to burn in the climb. And then how long it's going to take once we get to 30,000 feet to get to San Diego, how much fuel it's going to take to get there, to make sure we're not short or we're tight. And if there's any delays in San Diego, that's busy airspace. For some reason, we might have to hold or something happens. How do we have? And where's my comfort level? There's also some thunderstorms that are popping up in Arizona.
24.52.
We might have to maneuver around some pop-ups and build-ups. So,
yep.
Just right when we take off, I'm always doing the most computing in my head to try to figure out what could go wrong down the road and make sure that I think about it ahead of time before when things are quiet and not busy.
November 975, Charlie Alpha, contact Albuquerque Center 125.07.
12507, 975 Charlie Alpha. Albuquerque Center 975 Charlie Alpha, passing flight level 22.5 for 280.
975 Charlie Alpha, Albuquerque Center, climb and maintain flight level 300.
Up to flight level 300, 975 Charlie Alpha. All right, that's our final. It's great. Flying is very much like business or a job or work. Like, it's constantly about problem solving all the time. The best pilots are thinking 2, 3, 5 steps ahead of where they are right now. So I'm constantly trying to figure out how I can get ahead of the airplane. Very early on, there's a lot of like transitional periods. Like I was updating my logbook when we were flying at 30,000 feet. That took me like an hour to update my entire flight log. There was nothing else to do. Like, I was preparing for my presentations and updating the logbook and that kind of stuff while you guys were napping. But in the very like takeoff, landing, transitional periods, those kind of things always have to be focused on. Could go wrong. And I think that's one thing military aviators do a lot of. We train so much for emergencies over and over and over again throughout our career that when they happen, we're spring-loaded to react to them. But I think civilian pilots don't do enough training on emergencies, like engine failure. So that one time that it happens over my entire flight career, I'm ready. I know where to put it. I know what airfield I'm going to put it on. I know what grass strip, I know what farmer's field I'm going to put it in.
Right.
Always thinking about that. I think civilian pilots, a lot of times, they do it from time to time, but not on every single flight. We do it like 10 times, 5 times on every single flight we do. There's always a simulated engine failure on every flight. In my training command, in my fleet squadron most of the time, unless we're on a real mission. But anytime we train hard. So I'm just always thinking about that.
So if there's an engine failure, what's the procedure? Like, the engine's failed, what's the backup?
We don't have a backup. So if we lose, we have one engine in this plane. If we lose this engine and I can't get it back online with an air start, it flames out. So sometimes you might have like a bad fuel or something happens or it just hiccups and goes out and I can relight it. But if it like really goes out, then I'm getting us, depending on what's happening, I'm either taking as much time as possible in the air or I'm getting us on the ground as fast as possible. There's a couple different things that would happen. It's aviate, navigate, then communicate. So the first thing I'm going to do is fly the plane. Because you can stall a plane very easily and it's going to start falling out of the sky and you can't get it back. I mean, it's not going to do you any good. Then I'm going to navigate and figure out where we're going to go. Then I'm going to communicate. I'm going to start talking. Talk to controllers, so Albuquerque Center, talk to you guys. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be going through my own thing. And I might tell you to stop talking, be quiet, like those kind.
Focus.
And so I'll go through that. And the first thing you need to do is you need to get some speed. So you get some speed on the aircraft. If we're going really fast, let's say we're at like 20,000 feet or 15,000 feet and we're doing 250 knots. I'm going to trade speed for altitude. So if I can trade speed for altitude, I want altitude. Sometimes what might not happen is like, the reason it might not be able to work that way is we have a ceiling, like a bunch of clouds. I probably won't fly in the clouds. I'll just accelerate and glide. So I'll decelerate as I maintain my altitude. And then when I capture a good glide speed. So we'll capture a glide speed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a place to land, ideally a runway. And usually we can find a runway, especially at 30,000 feet, we can basically glide like up to 60 miles. As long as there's an airport within 60 miles I can land on, I can hit it.
Oh.
So there's a cool feature here, the nearest button. You can hit that and find the nearest airport. So you can see this airport just got closer. That's 20 miles. It's at a 4,500 foot runway.
I forgot to mention that we are on.
This DHT's got 6,400 foot runway, 21 miles. This 225 TS has a 6,500 foot runway, 28 miles. We can make, right now we can make all 3 of those runways. But what I can do is I can just scroll down and hit direct right here. Direct enter, it'll take us directly to that airport. Right where the needle points, I'll fly that direction and get us set up. So remember, I'll aviate, then I'll navigate to one of those airports, and then I'll communicate. I'll call center and say, hey, we got a problem. I'm going to this airport, I'm declaring an emergency. Can you call some emergency crews, call the fire department, call the police, those kind of people to meet us there, and make sure that, just in case, there's somebody there to take care of us if we have an accident.
Right.
That's a couple of the steps. So that's what would happen if we lost the engine. Hopefully it doesn't happen to us.
It'd be ideal.
If it does, I've trained for it. So we're talking to LA Center now. There's no San Diego Center.
LA Center, Vision Jet 730.
LA Center controls that whole area. So we just went from Albuquerque to LA.
There's Juliet to LA Center.
It's like LA, Albuquerque, Denver.
Southwest 30.
We were in Memphis Center.
Fort Worth, right?
Fort Worth Center, yep. So center controls a large area up high. Then when you go down and you're around like Houston or Dallas or Albuquerque or Phoenix or San Diego, you have approach frequency. So you have San Diego approach or Phoenix approach. And then you'll have departure and approach has lots of different frequencies. You'll have tower, so the tower, approach control will hand you off to the tower when you get close to the airport. The tower is on the field, looking out and controlling those airplanes. And then once you land and taxi off, you'll go to ground, and then you'll taxi with ground. So ground, tower, departure, approach, center, then you fly center all the way across the country. Then you descend. Like we talked to center when we landed at that gun-controlled airfield, because there was no approach control around there. We're in the middle of nowhere.
Contact Albuquerque Center 126.
But if we went to Amarillo, they might have an Amarillo approach. I'm not sure. But they don't control, like where we took off from Murray County, Memphis Center controls that, not Nashville approach.
Oh, wow.
It's outside Nashville approach's airspace.
Gotcha.
We talked to Memphis Center when we took off. And we just stayed with them. They handed us from low altitude center to high altitude center. Basically, it's a room full of radar screens. And approach controllers sit next to each other. And I get this guy, and he's like about to hit my limit. And I go, hey, here you go. I give the tape over to you, and I switch them over to your frequency, and you check in with, the pilot checks in with you.
Oh, that's so cool.
And we just keep handing each other off as you fly.
Then once you get to 30,000 feet, you stay with the same guy until you change to a different center?
Or sometimes, but like we went Albuquerque, like 4 different frequencies.
Right.
Because we just went out of his scope and went to the next guy, next sector. They're in sectors.
Right.
So somebody sits down and controls a specific sector.
Certified Charlie Alpha, connect SoCal 124.35, good day.
124.35 for SoCal, see ya.
Montgomery Tower information, Lima, 2353 Zulu, wind Bravo 5, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 23, 2.16, altimeter 2979, ILS runway 28 right approach in use, also landing runway 28 left, tower frequency for runway 28 right is 125.7, notice air emissions runway 28 right rails unserviceable, VOT out of service, mission bay VOR out of service. Use caution for cranes in the vicinity of Montgomery Field. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Lima.
SoCal approach, TVM 975 Charlie Alpha, 10,000 with Lima at Montgomery for 28 right. It's the visual.
975 Charlie Alpha, SoCal, proceed direct Nesty, sending altimeter 2979er.
Sorry, I missed the waypoint. Direct where?
Nesty.
Okay, direct Nesty, 5 Charlie Alpha. Check and listen back on the radio.
5 Charlie Alpha, center maintain 6,000.
5 Charlie Alpha, leave at 10,000 for 6,000. Oh, that marine layer is crazy. I can see downtown San Diego there off the nose. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Altimeter 29er, 79er.
Oh, it looks like it's about 10 miles offshore.
Via the approach, American 25.
Creeping up.
5 Charlie Alpha, maintain 5,000 and turn 20 degrees right.
Down to 5,000 and 20 right. 5 Charlie Alpha. Well, the view would be a little better if we got here a little earlier, but still pretty.
5 Charlie Alpha, center maintain 3,100.
Even 5,000 for 3,100, 5 Charlie Alpha.
5 Charlie Alpha, do you have the field?
5 Charlie Alpha, I'm looking. It's got the sun right in my eyes.
You want an instrument approach, 5 Charlie Alpha?
Yeah, I'll take the ILS 28 right.
Maintain 3,800, flighting 180.
All right, 180, 3,800, 5 Charlie Alpha.
5 Charlie Alpha, slow down so you can make the turns.
Slowing.
5 Charlie Alpha, maintain 2,800.
2,800, 5 Charlie Alpha.
5 Charlie Alpha, right turn 260 and join the funnel.
Right, 260, join the final, 5 Charlie Alpha.
5 Charlie Alpha, you're 3 from Penny, maintain 2,800 till established, good approach 28 right.
Maintain 2,800 till established, clear for the ILS 28 right, 5 Charlie Alpha.
5 Charlie Alpha, contact tower 19-2.
5 Charlie Alpha over to tower. Okay, approach is it 19-2 or 125.7?
19-2.
Okay, we're to 19-2, 5 Charlie Alpha. Montgomery Tower, TVM 975 Charlie Alpha with you on ILS 28 right.
TVM 975 Charlie Alpha, Montgomery Tower, runway 28 right, go to line.
Clear at 28 right, 5 Charlie Alpha. There's a lot of airplanes around here. Look at all these targets everywhere. All right, 28 right. I got the field in sight. We're on final. We are clear to land. 28 right. This is beautiful. To get us all set up to land, we'll slow us back. 178 gears coming down. Flaps are coming down.
TBM 5 Charlie Alpha traffic approaching a half-mile west base to final for the parallel runway 7.
5 Charlie Alpha, we're looking. Separator's on, good. Alright, taking over manually. Getting a little low for me there. All dampers off.
500.
Gear is down. Flaps are landing. Checklist complete. Final 28 right. Tower 5 Charlie Alpha, get a Cessna in sight.
5 Charlie Alpha, roger.
Here is
575 Echo, turn left to Delta, then contact ground.
Checklist
Left on
complete.
Delta, then contact ground, 57 Echo.
Airspeed.
Montgomery Tower 256 Juliet, leaving on the island.
TBM 5 Charlie Alpha, turn left at runway 23, hold short, runway 28 left.
Left runway 23, hold short, 28 left, 5 Charlie Alpha.
Such as 256 Juliet, Montgomery Tower, runway 28 right, clear to land.
28 right, clear to land, 256 Juliet.
Alright, get a little bit of checklist stuff done. Flaps are up, pitot heat's off, landing lights are off.
TBM 5 Charlie Alpha, cross runway 28 left and contact ground.
Cross 28 left, contact ground, 5 Charlie Alpha. Montgomery ground, TBM 975 Charlie Alpha is 23 at hotel for Crown Air.
TBM 5 Charlie Alpha, still on tower frequency.
Oh, sorry. Montgomery ground, TBM 975 Charlie Alpha, 23 at hotel for Crown Air.
TBM 9757, correction, 975 Charlie Alpha, Montgomery ground, taxi to Crown Via Hotel.
Crown Via Hotel, 5 Charlie Alpha. All right, we're in San Diego. Next into Crown Air, we're gonna hop out. I got a friend here. He's got, oh, I see his kids, his wife, his 2 kids. Oh, that's exciting. My buddy Joe Pope, their test pilot friend of mine. Pope's in the house, this is exciting. Look at this little boy.
All right, we just made it to San Diego. It was like, I don't know, 6 hours of flying, but look at this sunset. Look at this view. It's incredible. It was so hazy here, and the sun was in my face coming in. I had to shoot an instrument approach. But got my buddy Joe, Joe Pope, test pilot with me in Pax River, Maryland.
Blackjacks.
HX21, and his wife Jess here, and their kids.
AJ and Henry.
Out. AJ and Henry. And these kids are having fun. He even wants to put some lasers on the airplane. I don't even know what that's all about, but we're trying to retrofit some lasers. Joe's a test pilot, so he can help me out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Great day of flying. This is beautiful, and this weather is insane. Lucy, I want to move here today.